Welcome back, peeps. How you doing? Okay, so in the last video, I was talking about how narcissists treat your kids and the reasons behind all of that. And so now I'm gonna get back into story time when we moved to this other place. So just let me say quickly, a part of why I was moving all the time is because when you're with a narcissist, they lie about their money. And so usually the woman is the one that the person who is not a narcissist is the one that has to be responsible for the finances. You're never being told the truth about what they're doing with their money. So you're always often falling short and shit comes up and stuff happens. And so that's the main reason why we kept moving. And so now this place that we moved to, this is the last place that him and I shared together. So we moved to this place July 2017. And shortly after we moved there, I got a different life insurance policy. So this life insurance policy that I ended up getting, I put my kids only as the beneficiary. Now, I had my reasons for doing this. There was something that had happened in my past with my own parents that was devastating to my siblings and I. And so that is why I made that decision to put my kids as the beneficiary. Nobody said he wasn't going to get he was not going to get any money if something should have happened to me. But the way he acted, because he was not the sole beneficiary, is what I believe became the slippery slope that ended things between him and I. Because once he found out that he was not the beneficiary, whatever monster that he had inside of him or dark spirit that he was holding on to and keeping and being good instantly went out the window when he found out that he wasn't the beneficiary. And that totally solidified for me now, looking back, that did he have a plan to kill me? Because why were you so angry about this? Wouldn't you have wanted your own kids to be taken care of should something have happened to me? So we moved there July 2017. January 2018 now, let's fast forward. So he didn't find out about the beneficiary situation until in the new year, in like January of 2018. By this time now, I'm still working, and in addition to working, I'm also studying for a designation. So like I said, I was in human resources since like 2001, and I was upgrading my skills. So I was doing coursework on the weekends, and this particular weekend, I decided I was gonna go to the chapters. There was a chapters right up the street from my house, to go and study, because sometimes with the kids it was difficult for me to focus and I had an exam that I had to do. So the way our driveway was set up was, it was a long driveway. And he was parked in front of me this particular day. So now remember, he found out, right, about the life insurance. So he was just upset about it. And with him, the weekends were the worst, because it was like when he had to work 5 days a week, he was focused on work. But then when the weekends came, it was like his mind was just focused on violence and anger. So often, a lot of weekends, that is when the anger and the arguments and the abuse would go down. And so I get up this Sunday, I'm trying to get myself together to go out. He's parked in front of me. I say to him, "You're parked in front of me. Can you move? Because I need to go to the library." I was going to go to the library. And then also I had my second daughter with me. She loved, at the time, at that age, she loved chapters. So she wanted to come with me to just read books, hang out in chapters and read books. He decided he wasn't going to let me out of the driveway. Now, mind you, he knows I have an exam. He knows this is for work. He knows I have to study. But he gets dressed, says he's gonna move his car, and then doesn't move his car. So I'm like, I can't go to where I'm going if you don't get out of the driveway so that I can go study. He basically, like I said, he got dressed and he left. He left the house on foot. And then when I leave the house behind him to kind of say, where are you going? He started running. He started running and laughing as he was running. Who does this? Like, what kind of intelligent-minded person thinks that this is a good idea? You have a woman who is trying to better her life for not only for her children, but for you. You're blocking me in, you won't let me leave, and then you're running and laughing. It's those moments where, you know, when I think back on it, I was like, that is not the actions of a sane individual. So when I seen that he was gonna really take this far, I went back to the house and I called the police. And shortly after, he comes back into the house. And when he comes back into the house, I mean, once he seen I was no longer chasing him, he basically turned around and came back to the house. By the time he got back to the house, I had already called the police. Listen, do not ever let any man beat on you.